This is a story about 20 vocabulary words. But first, it is a story about a sound. In September, a 12-year-old picks up a silver instrument for the first time. She holds it sideways and blows across the embouchure hole. The sound that comes out is not quite music yet. It is something more honest than music. It is the sound of someone beginning. By May, she will stand on a school quad on a Sunday morning and perform for a real audience. Those 47 notes she has learned will come out clean. This is what happened in between. The first thing a flute player learns is not a note. It is a shape. That shape, made with the lips, the jaw, and a focused stream of air, is called the embouchure. From the French bouche, mouth. The first week, the flute sounds like a distressed bird. Then one day the lips find the angle, the air hits the edge just right, and instead of a squeak, there is a tone. That tone, however thin, is the beginning of everything. Once you have a tone, you learn to shape it. The first instruction is legato. Play smoothly, connecting each note to the next without a gap. Legato comes from the Italian legare, habes, to tie, to bind. The notes are bound together so the listener cannot hear the seams. The opposite instruction is staccato, a small dot above the note, short, separated. Each note its own small event. Outside of music, staccato has become a general adjective. Staccato questions, staccato commands. Sentences that arrive one at a time, quick and discreet. How precisely you begin each note of the sharpness of its attack. The deliberateness of its start is called articulation. Articulate, from the Latin articulus, a joint, a small distinct connecting part. The same root gives us article. One distinct piece of writing, articulated, a bus that bends at a point of connection, and disarticulate, to come apart at the joints. The word always asks, are the parts clear and distinct? Now, how fast? That is tempo, from the Latin tempus, time. The same root builds, temporary, lasting only for a limited time. Contemporary, existing at the same time as something else. And extemporaneous, done at the time without preparation. A speech given with no notes and no rehearsal. The root is hiding in plain sight everywhere. The range between loud and soft is called dynamics. Fort means loud. Piano means soft. Yes, the instrument is named for its ability to play both. Some beginning band students play everything at the same volume regardless of what the page says. Their directors have opinions about this. Playing alone in your bedroom is one skill. Playing with 30 other people, all playing different notes, different instruments at the same time, is completely different. That room of 30 people is an ensemble, from the old French ensemble, together, at the same time. An ensemble only works when every part is in service of the whole. One player rushing ahead or playing louder than everyone else, and the ensemble phrase. When the ensemble plays notes that sound balanced and pleasing together, that is harmony. A team in harmony, a family in harmony, a city in harmony. The word has moved into everyday language without losing its meaning. The parts are working together in a way that feels resolved and right. The opposite of harmony is dissonance, a combination of notes that creates tension or an unresolved feeling, a clash between sounds that demands resolution, dissonance. From Latin dis, apart, plus sonare, to sound. Sounds that do not agree. The sonare root gives us resonance, the sound bouncing back, filling a space. Consonants, sounds that are together. And sonic, relating to sound in any form. Dissonance in music is not a mistake. Composers use it deliberately to create tension that makes you need the resolution when it comes. Cognitive dissonance works the same way, the discomfort of holding two beliefs that will not agree. Whether the notes are the right pitch is a separate question. Intonation. Too high is sharp, too low is flat. When 30 instruments are each slightly off in a different direction, the sound is, to put it diplomatically, interesting. In speech, intonation is the rise and fall of the voice that turns a statement into a question, or signals warmth or sarcasm. What makes a flute sound like a flute, even when a clarinet plays the same note at the same volume, is timbre. Timbre, the BO is silent, pronounced timbre, is the fingerprint of a sound. Flute timbre is airy and pure. French horn timbre is warm and round, as if the sound is wrapped in something. Timbre is why you can close your eyes in a concert hall and immediately know which instrument is playing. Now, where does the beat land? Syncopation is what happens when the accent lands somewhere you did not expect. In most music, the strong beats are where you expect them, beats 1 and 3. Syncopation shifts the accent to beat 2 or the and between beats. Jazz is built almost entirely on syncopation, so is the moment in beginning band when students suddenly realize they are counting in entirely the wrong place. Transpose is what the director does when a piece is in the wrong key. Transpose, from Latin, trans, across, plus poner, to place. To write or perform music in a different key, to shift all the notes up or down so the relationships between them stay the same. The poner root is everywhere. Compose, to place things together into a whole. Impose, to place something upon someone else. Suppose, to place under, as an assumption. Every time you compose a sentence, you are doing the same root work as a musician transposing a piece. By May, a beginning band student has a repertoire, from Latin repertorium, an inventory, a list of things found and catalogued. A repertoire is not a list of pieces you have touched. It is the ones you have genuinely learned, practiced until the fingers know where to go without asking the brain for permission. A comedian's repertoire, a surgeon's repertoire of procedures. It always means what you have truly mastered and can deploy on demand. The director raises the baton, the ensemble breathes together, and then the music builds. Crescendo, from Italian crescerios, crebere, per crescerio, to grow. The root gives us crescent, the growing phase of the moon, still building toward full, increase and decrease, to grow toward more, to grow toward less, and concrete, things that have grown together into a single hard mass. In everyday English, a political campaign builds to a crescendo, an argument reaches a crescendo, always building toward a peak of intensity, not yet there, but getting there. At the end of a musical phrase, there is a landing, a cadence, from Latin cadere, to fall. A cadence is a falling. The phrase descends to its resting point, settles, arrives. The cadere root builds a hidden family, cascade, water falling in stages, accident, something that falls upon you without design, and coincidence. Two things that fall together at the same time. In writing, cadence is the rhythmic rise and fall of sentences, what makes a closing line feel final. A sentence with good cadence knows how to land. After the last note, the sound has stopped, but it has not entirely gone. That is, resonance, from Latin resonare. Shakshan hathinor, to sound again. A resonant voice fills a room without effort. A resonant idea continues to work in you long after you first encountered it. Resonance always means, this thing has not finished when it appears to have finished. Improvise is the skill of creating in the moment, to create and perform something spontaneously, to make something up in the moment without preparation, responding to what is actually happening. Performing live always produces small improvisations. The sound comes out differently than it did in rehearsal, and you follow it. You adjust. You respond. That is already something. Then, a fermata, a musical symbol instructing the performer to hold a note or rest longer than its written value. A deliberate pause, expressive and unhurried. The fermata is drawn as a dot beneath a small arc, like an eye looking up. Stop here, hold. Let the note live longer than it was written to live. It is one of the most human moments in notated music, a place where time bends slightly, where the performer makes a genuine choice. All of it, the September squeaks, the embouchure lessons, the counting out loud, the 47 notes learned one at a time, is a kind of overture, an orchestral introduction to a larger work, an opening that establishes the themes and energy of what is to come. More broadly, any opening move or gesture that signals what follows. An overture contains the seeds of what's coming, its motifs, its promises. The first year of band is an overture. So is the first year of anything real. In diplomatic usage, to make an overture is to extend an opening gesture toward negotiation or friendship. Not a promise, but a signal that a door is open. Standing on the quad on a Sunday morning, playing for the first time for a real audience is an overture. The real concert is still ahead. 20 words, 1 year, 1 instrument, 1 very good overture. New episode every week. Subscribe. Embouchure, the shape your lips make before the first note can sound. Legato, the art of playing smooth, of keeping all the notes bound. Staccato, each note its own clean moment. short and apart, articulate, from articulus, the joints, the clear, deliberate start, tempo, from tempus, from time. It sets the pace of every measure, dynamics, the levels of loud and soft, the music's breathing pleasure, crescendo, crescere, to grow, the crescent moon, the building wave, ensemble, together at the same time. Every part must learn to behave. Harmony, the notes that agree, that settle and fit in place. Dissonance, sonar, to sound, the tension we must face. Intonation, the pitch that lands precisely, sharp and flat, made right. Timbre, the color of the sound, the flute at noon, the horn at night. Syncopation, the accent lands where no one thought to look. Transpose, ponere, to place, the same piece in a different book. Repertoire, the music you have truly earned and made your own. Cadence, catter, to fall, the landing, the arrival, the tone. Resonance, the sound that keeps on living after you have played. Improvise, the note you find in the moment, unafraid. Fermata, the held breath, the pause that time allows. Overture, the opening, the signal, the beginning of the vow. 20 words, 1 year of band, 1 instrument at a time. New episode every week. Subscribe, and we will see you next time.